Hello, my creative friends. Today I am so excited for another What Would You Make challenge, and I'm showing you how I transformed Martha Stewart hardwood frames into stunning Mother's Day DIY decor pieces. If you love easy, budget friendly DIYs that add a custom touch to your home, you're going to love these simple ideas. So let's get crafting. So we're starting with this round hardwood frame. It's Martha Stewart. I got this from Plaid. And here on Plaid's website, there are 5 pieces, 3 different sizes for only $11.99, guys. These are solid wood. You can't beat this price. And it's Martha Stewart. And of course, there's always options. So if you would like to recreate what I'm doing today, you can definitely find blank frames either at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or the Dollar Tree. But these are very easy DIYs you can recreate. I am a Plaid affiliate, so my link is down in my description box below if you would like to check these out on their website. So I removed the inside and gave it 2 good coats of Waverly chalk paint in ivory, and I am following the grain of the wood. Here it is, all done. This is also Martha Stewart's stencil. I got these set in a box from Plaid. You can cut these apart. I'm leaving it as is in one piece. Next, I took some pink lemonade plastic paint and I'm going to use one of these dappers. This is also Martha Stewart. You have the stencil brush. You have 2 sizes of the sponge dappers and also 2 sizes of the small dappers. So I'm going to use the small one, just testing it out. So I'm just selecting the flowers that I wanted to stencil on and my little dapper, and I'm just dabbing on the paint, not too much. You don't want it to bleed. The stencil is adhesive. It has our light film at the back, but I just didn't bother to remove that. I just used it as is. My friends, if you are new to my channel, welcome. I'm so happy you decided to join me here today. I hope you enjoy the content, and if you do, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up for me. And if you have not yet subscribed, I would appreciate if you would do that, because all the action you take on this video signals to YouTube that you are enjoying the content and they will share it out to other viewers like yourself. And this is what it looks like when it was all done. Now these are also Martha Stewart. I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to go with the gold or the bronze. And then I settled on the gold. And I'm taking my stencil again and selecting 2 smaller size flowers. And I'm using the stencil brush this time and stenciling that on. The stencil brush gave me a little bit more flexibility in terms of getting in those little spaces, because some of the spaces on the stencil were very small. So I stenciled that on, dried it with the heat gun, and then went all the way around until I was done. And here is what it looks like, my friend. Now this frame, you can use this as a picture frame. You can use this, put a wording on the inside. You'll see what I did with it at the end. So now I thought that the flowers needed a little bit more dimension. So I took the gold marker and I'm just adding some little stems or strokes on the pink ones. And this is what it looks like. And then when that dried, I just went over with some Mod Podge to seal it. And then to bring some distressing to the edges, I went around with the gold marker, just rubbing that on and using my finger to spread it. And this is the middle. Now this is where I said you can decide whether you want to add some graphics there or you want to put a photograph. I am using this as a placeholder, and this is a piece of the Dollar Tree peel and stick wallpaper. I'm just using this piece to cover the insert or to cover the inside of this and to give it a little form of embellishment as well, because of course you don't want to leave it too plain to make it look unfinished. So once I cut that out and just paste it on there, I used the sanding block to just sand off the little excess that was hanging from the edges, replaced it on the inside, sealed it back down, and this little frame is complete. Now it's plain, simple. This is something you can give as a Mother's Day gift to a friend, to your mom, to a sister. Let me know what you think about this one. I love it. As mentioned earlier, this is What Would You Make? A playlist that is hosted by my friend Brenda from Rustic and Lace DIY, myself from Divine Designs, and this month we have our guest host as Tiffany from Simply Blessed Crafts. All of our links will be down in the description box below, as well as the playlist. Guys, you will find lots of wood DIY inspiration, so check that out when you get done watching this video. Now let's jump into our second frame. Another of Martha Stewart's wavy hardwood frame. And for this one, we're going to be using some of the same pink paint and some black paint. And we're going to alternate the colors. The pink is my base color, so I gave that 2 good coats and allowed it to dry properly. And after it dried, this is what it looks like. And before I put the black paint down, I'm going to use some masking tape just to give me some separation. So I taped down the section of the pink that I wanted to keep, and then I use another piece in between as a spacer. Once I get the second or the third piece down, I remove the middle piece, and I kept doing that until I completed one side. And now I'm going to go with the black paint. So I'm using a small brush and I'm just gently going in one direction along the grain of the wood with the black paint, and I will continue doing that until I am done with this side, and then I'll move on to the next side. Now for the top and the bottom section, Christine was a little too lazy to go all the way down with the tape, so I found a piece of I think this is a piece of the border sticks, bamboo sticks, and I'm using that as my ruler. So I just placed that there and then just went down with the black paint to even that out. And I did that for the top as well. And this is what it looks like when I was done with both sides. Now I'm drying with the heat gun. And this black paint is pigmented, so you only need 1 coat. And after I dried it, now it's time to seal it. I'm just going over it with a little Mod Podge on a piece of sponge. Now to work on the middle, here I'm using some spring rub-on transfers. These are the ones that you get from Amazon. I will leave a link for that down below if you are interested. I've been using these like forever. Now what I'll be doing with the middle piece, I took a piece of this canvas sheet and I'm just tracing out the back on that and then cut that out. I also selected my transfer sticker and I'm going to use that one on here. So I'm just rubbing it in. It has a light carrier sheet, so you have to rub. It's not the easy one that goes on very quickly from the Dollar Tree. This one needs a little more work. So you have to rub that on and then peel, rub that on and peel. And I did that until I was done. Now it's time to glue the canvas onto the board. So I'm using some tacky glue, spreading it right across until all the little areas were covered. And then I am going to put the canvas on top of that and just use my hand to smooth it out. And just in case you skipped through the video and did not hear my welcome, if you are new here, welcome. I'm happy you decided to join me. Then I place it back in the frame. And this is another easy, budget-friendly Mother's Day gift. But I wasn't done. I realized that, oh, this needed something else. So I cut the word mom from this Dollar Tree transfers. This one is easy to go on. Not a lot of pressure needed for this. I just placed it down and then used my little scraper tool to rub that on very easily. And this is customizable, very easy. If you have a picture and you want to replace the flower that's inside, you just cover the flower with your photograph and you're good to go. Would this be a gift that you give to your mom? Let me know down below. Now we're on to our third DIY. Now this one, I had made this little stand like maybe 2 years ago and have not done much for it or to it. So I decided to use it here. I'm using these paints. I'm going to mix them. One is flat and one is acrylic, and I'm going to mix them both just to give me a light shade of orange, like a pastel color. So I mixed that and then I'm going to paint that on, and this is what it is. Love it, love it. So I selected another Martha Stewart stencil, and this one I'll be separating the section that I'll be using. And now I'm going to be stenciling on. No, I'm not doing just one piece. I'm doing like a whole panel. So I'm using the black paint again, and I just spritz a little water on it to make it a little thinner, spreading the paint wide enough on the surface before I actually started painting. And this gives me the opportunity to take up less paint rather than more. So once I have my stencil down, and of course I did not remove the back piece to give me the adhesive, I just placed it on there and used my hand to hold it. I started with the sponge dabber, but of course, although it gives me a broader reach, it did not get into all the little small spaces on the stencil, so I eventually changed to the brush. The stencil brush is your best bet when you have small spaces like this that you need to stencil. The dabber works better when you have wider straight lines. That's easier to stencil using the dabber. So now I flip that over, and here I'm using the brush, and as you can see, I was able to get into those little stem areas, fine detailed sections with the brush rather than the dabber. And this is what it looks like, my friend, when I was all done. And now I'm taking a little Mod Podge and a sponge dabber. This one I made. And I'm applying the Mod Podge just to seal everything in. Super cute. I love it, love it. Now I'm going to add some flowers on the inside. Now here I'm showing you this little glue gun that I got to review. I believe I did that in my last video. I will link that at the top, as well as link the glue gun down below just in case you are interested in a cordless glue gun. Now I got these picks and flowers that I had the color blended in so well with this, so I decided to use those. So I just added a piece of flower foam, and now I'm just putting the flowers in. No, I'm not a florist, so I'm just adding the flowers. I know you can't see exactly what I'm doing because I'm doing it with the thing standing upright, but you will see how it looks in the final reveal. Now you don't have to add flowers if you don't want to. You can add, just use it as a vase, use it as to store stuff in it, but I just added the flowers. Our Proverbs for today is Proverbs 27:15-16 from the NIV version. A quarrelsome wife is like the dripping of a leaky roof in a rainstorm. Restraining her is like restraining the wind or grasping oil with the hand. Now here is our final reveal. If you stuck with me to the very end, you are a champion. Thank you so much. Let me know which one of these 3 quick and easy Mother's Day DIY inspiration was your favorite, and whether you would try any of these. And if you do, find me on Instagram and tag me with your picture, and I will share it on my next video. But let me know which one was yours. And thank you, Tiffany, for joining Brenda and myself today for What Would You Make? Guys, don't forget to check out the channels down below as well as the playlist. And there you have it, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. I enjoyed crafting with you today. If you enjoyed the video, Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more creative projects like these. And tap that notification bell as well so you never miss an upload. Need more inspiration? Click right here for other fun DIYs. Happy crafting, stay safe, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye!